A lot of the clients that I had when I was in the human trafficking branch were survivors who had been trafficked during the time that they had young children. There were drugs involved, and they lost their children because of that, or the children were placed. Sometimes the children are placed with the traffickers because they
Right.
don't have a record. They're not doing drugs. They are not being arrested. They're just the ones that are doing everything.
I've actually seen that scenario. Not that I do a lot of dependency. I have seen that scenario play out where the initial wrongdoer who ensnared the person into this trap then is actually the one who comes out smelling like a rose in the legal system, and the actual justice falls short of going back to the actual root cause of the problem. It stops at the first place it can and doesn't look beyond that, and it doesn't really sometimes deal not only with the root problem but also deal with why is the person in this situation in the first place. Identify why, the kids I taught, why is the kid in this situation in the first place? Because there are no bad kids. Kids don't and are not inherently bad, in my opinion.
I agree.
What got them there, and what resources do we need to put in place to not necessarily punish, but to rehabilitate or to mitigate the damage that's already been caused so that they're not continuously back in this pattern of either trauma, neglect, control. One case I remember, and this case really is what kind of pushed me to law school. It was an account of a young man who was very upstanding, and I could not understand for the life of me how he become part of the system. And at first he wouldn't open up about it. And then finally, when he opened up, he was a drug mule. He was carting drugs on his bicycle, doing the delivery because the adults in his life knew that the worst that would happen to him is he'd go to juvie and end up in a program like with me, and then instead of going to prison, so he was the one, the target, the lightning rod of the operation. And he was a delivery person. And that was one of the things that really motivated me, because maybe if somebody had got down to the root cause of the problem, maybe, how can you commit a crime if you're coerced into committing the crime? Like, you're being forced,
That's
it's not your own
trafficking.
free will. Yeah.
That's trafficking. You're describing trafficking. That's actually, you look at that. A case related to trafficking is what got you, into trying to become a lawyer. I mean, the parents, and that actually happens. Sometimes people from Central America, South America will send their kids, not with drugs necessarily, but specifically to work, to send money back, and they have no choice about that. And they're being sent with people that they're not even related to, so they're not going to school either. There's a lot of different ways that trafficking can affect families. But yeah, what you're describing is one of them. And